passed through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा, उच्छल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाता, जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय।
Please have a seat. Good evening, everybody. My height is not appropriate for the podium. I'm not going to say podium is not appropriate because I have an average national Indian height. I'm Dr. Nishit Majmundar. I'm a neurologist and I'm a very proud Fua, which means uncle, of our star, which is belonging to. So she is going to perform Indian classical dance called Bharatnatyam. occasion is. So it is not the graduation, it is the beginning of the performer to perform in front of the audience. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you, not only Diya is going to perform this as an Indian tradition, this is, as a proud uncle, I can tell you, is our family traditions. She is the fourth girl in our family performing Arangetram. The first one was our own daughter, Lajja. Second was Pooja. Then was Ashka. And now it's Diya. And believe me, the fifth one is already training. So we are very proud of this, not only Indian heritage training, but our family training. And at this time, I'm going to introduce you to the couple which speaks the minimum. If we are get together for 4 hours, my younger brother, who is my brother-in-law, he will speak 4 sentences. So now you can imagine now he's going to give a speech. So please be patient. I'm going to introduce Ritesh Patel and his wonderful wife, Rana Patel.
Thank you.
Keep the light off. Jai Swaminarayan, Jai Shri Krishna, Om Tat Sat. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, on behalf of Sona, Rena, and myself, I welcome you all. Your presence today is a divine reflection of your love, respect, and honor to our beloved Diya, as she is about to perform her Arangetram today. Diya, at age of 3, started learning dance with her guru, Srimati Dipti Dave. During this period, she has maintained her academic grades in the school, and I am indeed very proud of that. Along with her working very hard to attain her Arangetram, she has participated in spiritual, religious activity of BAPS Swaminarayan Temple. I can't be any more proud that she is trying to learn Gujarati and Indian heritage culture. Because of her passion for dance, Diya has done very well in stage musical and theater recitals. She has a great interest in swimming, chess, as well as art and painting. And she has exhibited character and dedication to advance her goals in life. Once again, allow me to repeat, I am truthfully humble with your presence today for showering the blessings and encouragement to our beloved daughter Diya. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you can imagine, he said more than 4 sentences. One more round of applause, please. So I'm going to say a few house rules, please. This dance requires utmost concentration from the performer, which is our daughter Diya. They are very young, ripe age, only 14. She will need full support and attention. So few house rules. If we need to go out, if we can do it in between 2 performances, I'll appreciate that. If we have a child which is a little bit not able to stay calm, if you don't mind taking them out right away with near exit, and ushers will help you out. And most importantly, if we keep our flashlights off with the photography, it will be very appreciated. And the most important, please put your husbands and your phone on a silent mode. Regarding the wives, husbands, so you are on your own. So at this time, I'm going to introduce you to one of the very, very astute, very lovable older brother of all these young girls who has trained them for a long period of time, the MC, Dr. Omkar Dave.
स्वरूपाय नमस्ते विघ्नहारिणी नमस्ते सर्वरूपाय सर्वसाक्षिं नमोस्तुते गणपति पनिसा सरगमः गणपति पामगमरिसा सरगमः गणपति निपम सरगमः गणपति रेसा निप निप मरे सरे सम सप सनि महागणपति निजरे सा सा निजरे जरे सा 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 निजरे सा सा प म प म ग म रे सा रे सा रे ग म ग म रे सा रे सा नि सा नि प नि प नि प नि प म प नि प नि प नि प रे सा रे सा रे सा रे सा नि सा रे सा रे सा रे सा नि प नि प नि प नि प म प नि प नि प नि प रे सा रे सा रे सा रे सा नि सा रे सा रे सा रे सा सा रे रे ग ग म म प ग म म प म प प नि पनि सरे सनि प म सरे ग महागणपति मनसा स्मरामि महागणपति Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Arangetram. My name is Omkar Dave. Today, Diya will portray many different characters, from a woman in love to gods of Indian mythology. As tradition has it, the elephant-headed god, Lord Ganesh, is invoked at the beginning of any auspicious event. We pray to him and ask his blessings on this sacred day. Firstly, Diya will perform Pushpanjali. This is a dance offering flowers to Lord Ganesh and Lord Nataraj, the Lord of Dance. After this, to continue the theme of invocation and praise of Lord Ganesh, we will present a Ganesh Stuti. Guru Srimati Dipti Dave, founder of Nrutyam School of Dance, will be playing the Natuangam, Pushpanjali.
तत्तजं तत्तनं तत्तडिं तत्तदित ताकिट तत्तजं तत्तनं तत्तडिं तत्तदित ताकिट तारी दाण दाण जोनु जोनु दिमित कृतत्रगिदुम तारी जान त जान जोनु त जोनु दिमित कृतम तगिदुम तारी जान त कित्तत्रगिदुम जान जोनु त तक्कित्रगिदुम जोनु दिमित तद्दित्रगिदुम तद्दित्रगिदुम तद्दित्रगिदुम
After Pushpanjali and Ganesh Stuti will be Jathiswaram. Initially, after the Ganesh Stuti, after praising Lord Ganesh and asking for his prayers, the dancer now begins the formal part of the presentation. Jati is a set of beats put to a rhythm or tal. Swaram is the words that we use. So simply put, Jathiswaram is words that are based on specific tal. Right now, in Jathiswaram, you will not see any particular emotions. Those will come in further dances. Initially, the dancer clarifies herself with Jathiswaram, and after that, proceeds to Shabdam. We will first see Jathiswaram. जम तरी तई जणु तरी तई दिम तक तकु तरी तई कुकुम तरी तकु तरी तई जम तरी जक तरी जण जणा कुकुम तरी तरी गिट तुम तक तरी गिट तुम तक दिकु तरी गिट तुम Moving ahead in the recital, we will now see Shabdam. Emotions and the expression of such emotions play an integral role in any dance, and Bharatanatyam is no exception. It's for the first time in Shabdam that the emotive aspects, called abhinaya or nritya, come into play. As the name suggests, Shabdam has words or praises about a god or a noble person. The present Shabdam is in honor of Lord Krishna. To demonstrate Shabdam, I'd like to invite onto the stage Ankita, please. The words of the first line are Ek matku na mandu re na japiya jhanki kari. As a child, Lord Krishna accidentally eats a fistful of mud. Yashoda Maya catches him doing so and forces him to open his mouth so she can remove the mud. When Lord Krishna opens his mouth, Yashoda Maya sees the entire universe. During the battle of Kurukshetra in Mahabharata, Lord Krishna is the chariot driver for Arjun. And when Arjun starts to falter and does not want to fight his own cousins, Lord Krishna shows him the path of virtue. In both instances, neither Arjun nor Yashoda Maya are able to recognize the real identity of Lord Krishna until he shows it to them. In the next stanza, Diya will show some of the Dev and Devis like Ganesh, Shiv, Parvati, Brahma, and Saraswati. Diya will also show the Dasavatar, or the 10 reincarnations of Lord Vishnu: Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsi, Vaman, Parshuram, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. The next line says, Jeev thakine viramure virat virat vade. Here the dancer depicts the churning of the seas. During the churning, many articles appeared, such as Airavat, Kumbh, Chandra, Rambha, Lakshmi, and Shankh. There were a total of 14 items. The two main items recovered were poison and nectar. There was a big dispute amongst the Devs and the Asuras as to who would get the nectar and who would get the poison. It is then that Lord Vishnu appears in his female Mohini Swarup. While flirting with the Asuras, he gives the nectar to the Devs, leaving the Asuras with none left to drink. Aankh aaras chodo re, karo ek jhanki khari, are the words of the final line. The message in this line is that one should search for God in everyone and in everything. If we do not do this, he might be right in front of us and we will miss him and be unable to recognize him, just like Yashoda and Arjun. Shabdam is sung in Rag Kambodi and in Tishra Jati Triput Tal. Declines, Lord Vishnu has incarnated from age to age to protect the pious and strengthen Dharma. Matsya Avatar is the first incarnation. Lord Vishnu takes the form of a one-horned fish, ever increasing in size, to retrieve and restore the stolen Vedas from the demon Dhammanaka. That allowed the Devas to obtain Amrit or nectar during the churning of the ocean and prevent the Rakshasas from immortality. The third incarnation is Varnam, or the boar, who brings back Mother Earth from the depths of the cosmic ocean and the grasp of the demon Hiranyaksh, appearing from the nostril of Lord Brahma. Is the Nasi Avatar, the oppression of the demon Hiranyakashipu torments the people on earth. Hiranyakashipu obtains a benedict from Lord Vishnu, and he is not to be killed by a man or beast, at day or night, on earth or in the sky, inside or outside the house, nor by any weapon. Lord Vishnu becomes Narsi, half man, half lion, kills Hiranyakashipu and restores peace. Avatar, or the dwarf incarnation, is the fifth incarnation, where Lord Vishnu takes the form of a dwarf Brahmin. To restore the position of the Devas, he asks and receives 3 steps from Bali Maharaj as a boon. Then Vaman becomes a gigantic creature, and with the first step, he takes the earth. With the second step, he takes the universe. And the third step, he lays on Bali Maharaj's head. Lord Parshuram is best known for ridding the earth of Kshatriyas 21 times over. He embodied several noble qualities. Best among these was his virtuousness. The seventh of the Dashavatars is Ram. During Treta Yuga, Ram accepted 14 years of exile to fulfill his father's wishes. There, the ideal king killed the demon Ravan, saved his wife Sita, and in the process, restored peace on earth. One of the most celebrated incarnations is Lord Krishna, who was full of miracles since he was an infant. Throughout his life, he explained the significance of truth. He gave us the Bhagavad Gita as he explained the philosophy of life as a Hindu to Arjun on the battlefield of Mahabharata. In the Kali Yuga, Gautam Buddha was a preacher who preached the path of ahimsa or nonviolence. He also led demons and heretics away from the path of the Vedic scriptures. Vishnu will take his 10th incarnation at the end of Kali Yuga. Foretold to appear atop a white horse, he will destroy all unrighteousness and evil. Next, we will have Varnam. Varnam is the most important dance of the Arangetram because it is the longest and the most difficult one. To demonstrate Varnam, I'd like to invite onto the stage Shivani Patel. In the first verse, Mukharani Maya Lagire Mohana Pyara, Mirabai expresses her love and adoration for Lord Krishna. She is always enthralled by his beauty. During this verse, the dancer will narrate the birth of Lord Krishna, Devaki's 8th child. Upon the birth of Krishna, all the jail doors where he was born mysteriously opened, and a path was created through the Yamuna river to allow Krishna to find safety in the town of Gokul. Vasudeva, Krishna's father, exchanged him with another baby in order to ensure his survival. In the second verse, Mirabai sings, Mukhudu me joyu taru, sarva jagat thayu nyaru. In this line, the dancer will express how Krishna got rid of the Rakshasi Putana when she tried to feed Krishna poison. In the third verse, Mirabai sings, Manamaru Rayu Nyaru, Re Mohan Pyara. The dancer will show how Krishna helped Draupadi when Dushasan was trying to remove her sari. Krishna provides Draupadi with unlimited amounts of silk to protect her dignity. In the fourth verse, Mirabai sings, Paranuto Pritam Pyaro. Here, Mirabai expresses that she has been married to Krishna since she was a child. In this line, she narrates how she saw a wedding procession and asked her mother who would be her groom. Her mother replied and said, Oh, Krishna will be your groom. Ever since, Mirabai truly believes that she has been married to Krishna. In the fifth verse, she requests Krishna to appear before her by singing Wala Mara Brajavasi Darshan Dejo Avinashi. Mirabai is seeking Krishna's presence and is begging him to appear from Vraj, a heavenly place where Krishna is known to dwell. In the 6th verse, Mirabai expresses her devotion and love for Krishna by singing Pyasi Chuhu, Deen Dasi, E Mohan Pyara. In this line, Mirabai is showing her longing for Krishna's love and affection. She is showing her lifetime devotion and her wish to see him. Mirabai Balihari, Asha Mane Ekajta Tari. Mirabai expresses her only wish is that Krishna will accept her and shows her confidence in her Lord. Finally, Krishna appears, and Mirabai's fortune to be able to see Lord Krishna is expressed because she has given her soul and her whole existence to her God. Varnam.
दी गी ना तुम तक तदिगिन तुम ता दी गी ना तुम तक तदिगिन तुम
मुखड़ू में जोयु तारू सर्व जग खायु खारू मुखड़ू में जोयु तारू सर्व जग खायु खारू
मुखड़ों में जो
తకదదిగిరం తద్దీను తదిమితా హతజం తరితై తకదీను తదిమితా హతజం తరితై తద్దీను తదిమితా తకదీను తదిమితై తద్దీను తకదీను తజం తనుం తనుం తకిట తద్దీను తదిమితా హతజం తరితై తకదీను తదిమితా హతజం తరితై తద్దీను తదిమితా తకదీను తదిమితై తద్దీను తకదీను తజం తనుం తనుం తకిట తద్దీను తదిమి కిట తక్ తద్దీను తదిమి కిట తక్ తద్దీను తదిమి కిట తక్ తద్దీను తదిమి కిట తక్ తత్తకిడతాం తిత్తకిడతాం తుం తికిడతాం నం తికిడతాం తత్తకిడతాం దిత్తకిడతాం తుం తికిడతాం నం తికిడతాం కిట తక్ దళంగుజం తకదికి తరిరడుతం కిట తక్ దళంగుజం తకదికి కిరతకిడతం కిట తక్ దళంగుజం తకదికి కిరతకిడతం ತಗಿನ ತಕನಕ ಜುಮ್ಜು ತಾರಿ ತರಿ ತಗಿನ ತಕನಕ ಜುಮ್ಜು ತತರಿ ತರಿ ತಗಿನ ತಕನಕ ಜುಮ್ಜು ತಾರಿ ತಗಿನ ಜುಮ್ ತತರಿ ತಗಿನ ಜುಮ್ ತಕ ಜಮ್ ತಕನಂ ತಕ ಜುಮ್ ತಕನಿ ತಾರಿ ತಗಿನ ಜುಮ್ ತತರಿ ತಗಿನ ಜುಮ್ ತಕ ಜಮ್ ತಕನಂ ತಕನುಂ ತಕನಿ ಸತ್ತರಿ ಗನ ಜುನು ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ಮಿತ್ತ ಕಿಕ್ಕತ್ತ ತಕ ತರಿಗಿನ ತುಮ್ ಸತ್ತರಿ ಗನ ಜುನು ದಿಮ್ಮಿ ಮಿತ್ತ ಕಿಕ್ಕತ್ತ ತಕ ತರಿಗಿನ ತುಮ್ ತತ್ತರಿ ತಕದಿನ ತರಿ ತಕ ತುಮ್ ತರಿ ನಟನಂ ತರಿ ತಕ ತತ್ತ ಕಿತ್ತ ತಕದಿನ ತಿರುತುಗಿರ ತುಮ್
तू तो प्रीतम प्यारो अखंड सौभाग्य मानो वरनु तो प्रीतम प्यारो अखंड सौभाग्य मानो
वरनु तो
All right, one more round of applause for Diya. So at this time, there is one more tradition we have in the family, and I'm going to introduce you to the Diya's oldest brother, Ronak Patel, who is going to introduce the chief guest and various other things. So, Ronu, all yours.
Thank you, Nishad Masa. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ronak, and I'm Diya's cousin. I'd like to take a few moments now to introduce several chief guests of honor. Our first guest, Dr. Kamlesh Lula, serves as the Chief Scientist and Director for Research and Technology Development at NASA Johnson Space Center. Dr. Lula has celebrated 33 years of accomplishment at NASA and is an award-winning, world-recognized expert on space technologies. He is an acclaimed scientist in Earth observations from space. Dr. Lula's professional accomplishments have been recognized with over 85 awards, including 3 most prestigious NASA Exceptional Achievement Medals for Science, among many other awards and accolades from the Space Agency. Dr. Lula is the first and only Indian American to receive the highest Asian Space Award, the Astronaut Ellison Onizuka Award for Space Science and Technology. The President of India has also honored Dr. Lula with the highest NRI medal and award, the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Medal, in recognition of his lifetime accomplishments in space research. On July 4th of this year, Dr. Lula was honored with a national-level Great Immigrant, Great American Award by the Carnegie Foundation of New York to honor his service to the United States and his lifelong commitment to NASA. This honor is like a Padma Vibhushan in India. Dr. Kamlesh Lula is proud of his American citizenship and very proud of his Indian heritage and roots. Dr. Lula considers America as his karma bhumi, or adopted home, India as his matra bhumi, or motherland, and Gujarat as his janam bhumi, or place of birth. He is very dedicated to serving all 3 of his bhumis. Now, please help me give an enthusiastic welcome to Dr. Lula.
Let's give one more round of applause to Diya. I'm never so speechless. It's a great honor and pleasure for me to be here this afternoon. First and foremost, I want to start with a small prayer. This prayer was, I'm told, very favorable or favorite of Gandhiji. Ano Bhadra Rutvo Yantu Vishvatah. Let noble thoughts come to us, both the performers and the audience, from the entire universe. You know, my friends, my namaste, my namaskar, my Jai Shri Krishna, my Jai Swaminarayan, to all of you here this afternoon. What you have seen Diya has done so far, as a matter of fact, I had 5 pages of speech that I'm not going to read to you because Dr. Majmundar, Ritesh already have told you that she started at age 3, that she has been practicing 5 hours a day, that she has been practicing continuously for this performance for last 6.5, 7 months under her guru, Dipti and her illustrious family. You also heard from them that she's a great scholar. She's a great artist. And more importantly, she's a very, very devoted, dedicated to her art of practicing Indian classical dance, Bharatanatyam. However, before I get to tell you my story, I want to actually pay my respects to all the elders in the audience and the grandparents. Give them a round of applause, the grandparents. So, when Ritesh and Reena came to me and called me and they said, Kamlesh Bhai, can you come to Diya's Arangetram and say a few words? I said, look, I'm a NASA scientist. What do I know about dance? But they said, no, you can say a few words. So I said to them that, of course, I do not know much about dance, but I'm a NASA scientist. I've trained astronauts for the last 25, 30 years. So I know about hard work. I know about dedication. I know about focus. I know about very, very important. And that is not giving up if there is a difficult situation. All these traits are similar to astronaut training as are similar with Diya's training and performance for this afternoon that you're enjoying. So I'm very much impressed. In Indian language, there is a word called tapasya. Tapasya means dedicated meditation on one focused objective to achieve the highest excellence. And Diya has shown tapasya of Bharatanatyam this afternoon. Give a round of applause. Now, you can tell me when my time is up. Now, I'll tell you a story. So when Ritesh and Reena said, Kamlesh Bhai, come and talk about Diya I said, look, I'm a NASA scientist. I know Diya, I know she takes the Bharatanatyam from Dipti Ben, but I want data. In my office, there is a little sign that says, we believe in God, but everyone else brings data. So show me the data. And so they came with 250 pages of Diya's activities when she was young, what she did in swimming, what she did in athletics, what she did in art, and what she did in various volunteer works. I was impressed. And I immediately said, yes, I will be there. And I'm very honored and very, very pleased to say that Diya has shown us what hard work, dedication, focus, and more importantly, not giving up attitude can achieve in life. To me, I'm humbled. I consider her to be an inspiration. A lot of people said that, Dr. Lula, you are our inspiration. I consider Diya to be our inspiration this afternoon. Here is one thing. After I got this 250 pages, I said, no, I want to talk to Diya. So I interviewed her for about 45 minutes, an hour in my home. And I said to Diya, why are you taking dance? You have so many things to do. Why are you interested in this particular art form, spending so much time? And she said, I'm interested because I want to learn about Indian culture. I want to learn about our traditions. I want to learn about how ancient dance form teaches us many things, including how to be confident, how to be poised, how to be calm, and how to actually work hard to achieve your goals. Again, I was impressed. So then I said, Diya, what are you going to do after you finish this Arangetram and you are going to go to college, you are going to go to do other things, you are going to become a great professional? What are you going to do? And she said, this dance, this Indian art form, classical Indian dance, Bharatanatyam, will forever remain in my blood. Because I will always use what I've learned from dance to actually apply these lessons in whatever activities I do in life. And finally I said, Diya, tell me one important thing that you have learned from this dance experience that you can share with younger generation, with our friends and families, young kids that are growing up here. I know everyone knows to work hard, to be passionate. Everyone knows that you should focus. What is one thing that's different that you have learned from this dance? And she said, and this really touched my heart. She said, I have learned respect for elders. That's our culture. Give a round of applause. Respect for elders. I had talked to many, many young people. This was the first time I heard such a young, bright mind tell me that one of the lessons learned from this activity was respect for elders, which is our tradition. So I am pleased and congratulate Diya, Ritesh, Reena, all the family that actually has worked hard to put together this Arangetram. Now, my friend Dr. Nishit Majmundar mentioned that she's not the only one. There have been Lajja, there have been Pooja, and Aksha, right? Ashka. I call these, including Diya, I call these young Indian, next generation Indian Americans our cultural ambassador. So today I declare that Diya is our cultural ambassador, not only to Main Street Americans, but to the next generation of our Indian Americans who are growing in this country. Thank you so much. God bless you. And Jai Krishna, Jai Swami Narayan, and my namaskar to you. My time is up.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You only have one life. Live it intentionally. This is the life motto of our next guest speaker, Miss Isis Smalls. Miss Isis is the former Miss Houston 2014, an Amazon best-selling author for her book, Beauty in the Making, and one of Huffington Post's top 20 young movers and shakers. As a national empowerment speaker, Miss Isis has inspired thousands of girls around the country. In addition to her motivational speaking, she has also performed the national anthem for professional sports teams like the Houston Rockets and the Houston Astros. Miss Isis is driven by her passion for activating potential in young women by providing empowerment and encouragement. In her inspiring lessons, Miss Isis draws on her experiences as former Miss Houston, 6th grade teacher, and record-breaking college volleyball player. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Miss Isis Smalls.
Well, good evening, everybody. How are we? What an amazing night. I am totally honored, Miss Reina, Mr. Patel, Mr. Ritesh. I am so honored to be here. I appreciate the introduction, but the true amazing inspiration is Diya tonight. And that's who I want to celebrate. Will you celebrate her one more time with me? As I said in the introduction, I am an empowerment speaker. I've inspired tens of thousands of girls around the country, and that dream was first inspired in my 6th grade classroom. I used to teach 6th grade reading and English, and I had the most adorable, chubby-cheeked little 11 and 12-year-olds, and I loved it every single day. But the one thing that constantly broke my heart was seeing young girls who believed that because of their lashes, or because of their body, or because of their face, that's what made them great. And I decided that I was tired of it, so I resigned from my job as a teacher, and I committed to the next few years teaching and inspiring girls around the country. And it has been my passion to see young women and be empowered and to grow and to have confidence. So you can imagine when I walk into a room and I get the opportunity to meet Diya Patel. For me, she stood as a shining example and a beacon of hope for what our next generation could be. She came up to me and she was a woman of class, a woman of character, a woman of great respect, and not to mention just gorgeous. But it was awesome to see this girl carry herself with such dignity and such a spirit of excellence. And so tonight I figured, well, if I'm going to talk to you all tonight, I want you to be inspired by who I feel is really the true role model tonight, and that is Diya Patel. You know, it was interesting when we started preparing for this event. I made sure I got some time to speak with her one-on-one and talk to her because I wanted to know, I didn't want to just come and sit. I wanted to have an idea of what this event was going to be about, what was the meaning, what was the history. And so she shared with me that she started off sharing with me that she started at 3 years old. I said, wait, what age? You know, I just thought to myself, so wait, how old are you? And she said 14. And I'm like, 3, 4. So you mean to tell me you've been doing something for 11 years? You're 14 and you've been doing something for 11 years. I looked at her and I said, you know, most adults don't even do things for 11 years. You are an impressive young woman. And so when I think about the diligence and the discipline that she's had to have over all of these years to be committed and to do a dance that's this long and this tedious, it's inspiring to think about. And I wonder if tonight we could all reflect on our own lives and think about what are some things we need to be diligent at. We have a 14-year-old that has done something for 11 years. And when I look at her and perform and I see, you know, the tilt of her neck and the twist of her wrist and it's up and it's down and it's accurate, it's precise, I think how diligent are you and how successful you will be in the future when you can be this awesome, this young. And I just learned recently that she actually had prepared to do this last year. You know, COVID came, 2020 happened to us all. And so all of this had to be delayed an entire year. Can you imagine? I mean, you've already been practicing since 3. You got one more year. Are you kidding me? One more year, and here she is, persisting yet again. So I wonder, can we learn from Diya tonight? Are there some things where, man, it's taking a little bit longer than we thought it would? It's a little bit more delayed than we thought it would be. But can we be inspired by the display of excellence and perfection and determination that we see? She's definitely a woman of character. And something else that really inspired me about Diya, she's a woman of courage. I met her at a National Charity League event, and she came on stage, and I asked her, what do you want to do when you grow up? And she proudly stood before a room of hundreds of young women, her peers, and said, I want to be an architect. Why do you want to be an architect? I like building, I like drawing. Well, here she is in front of all these people. And I just like us to reflect for a moment, because sometimes when we get older, when we get more aware of the things that people have to say about us, we begin to shrink. That little girl that used to want to sing, that guy that thought he was the awesome dancer, the one who knew he could draw, we begin to shrink, and here we have a 14-year-old girl standing proudly before us, willing to declare her dreams. And I just think, wow, can we take a moment to reflect on what it would be, what the difference would be if we took courage in our own selves and would be willing to get uncomfortable? Because that's what she's done. She hasn't just been practicing dance. I would think if she's been doing this for 11 years now, that's probably the only thing she's been doing, but no, she didn't stop there. She's excellent at school. She's excellent in leadership. She's excellent in her community. And sometimes a lot of us, we shrink back because we think, yeah, I want to do all those things, but I don't want to give up. It's my TV time, my time with my friends. It's uncomfortable. But I think we can be inspired by Diya's courage to commit to being uncomfortable. I believe it's a powerful thing where you can get comfortable being uncomfortable because you see beautiful displays of excellence on the other side. And the final thing that inspires me about Diya is her confidence. As I told you, she sat right here. Well, in that event, she stood before hundreds of peers, which could be the most nerve-wracking thing when you're looking at teenagers. I mean, hello. They could be cruel sometimes, but it could also be really powerful in that moment it was for her. Because she sat there and she told us what she wanted to be when she grew up. But the thing that I'm most proud about Diya is she's not only confident in what she wants to do and her dreams and her visions, but she's confident in who she is. Can I tell you what it means for me to see a young lady embrace her culture, to embrace where she comes from, her heritage, her faith, so proudly in a place where it's not as popular? And so I think, man, I see so many people come from different countries, and oftentimes, especially the students I would teach, they would shrink and they would try to hide who they were. They would try to blend in. I said, no, you are a beautiful Indian American woman. Shine, let it show. And so I wonder if any of us today could take a little hint from that. What are you hiding? Because if Diya hid any of who she is, we wouldn't have this beautiful display of this enjoyment in this performance tonight. So I wonder if we could take a few hints from her. A woman of character, a woman of courage, and a woman of sincere confidence. So to the Patel family, thank you so much for having me. And thank you for the honor of sharing your daughter with the rest of us. We've been pleased and we've been inspired tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smalls. I would now like to take a moment to introduce Diya's beloved grandparents, Kanu Dada, Kumut Ba, Just Dada, and Ananda Ba. Her grandparents have been a core pillar of support in both this Arangetram and throughout her life. They are very, very happy to see her efforts culminate to this performance. Please join me in welcoming Diya's grandparents.
કનુભાઈ અને કુમુદબેન, હું જશભાઈ અને આનંદા અમારી પૌત્રી ચિરંજીવી દિયાના આરંગેટ્રમ પ્રસંગે અંતરમાં ઉભરાતા આનંદના ધોધને આપ સૌની સમક્ષ વહેવડાવવા માટે ઉપસ્થિત થયા છીએ. કીર્તિબેન દવે, સંગીતવૃંદ અને આપ પધારેલા સૌ મોંઘેરા મહેમાનોને આવકાર આપતા અમારા હૈયા હિલોરે ચડ્યા છે. ગુરુમાતા દીપ્તિબેન દવે અને શિષ્યા દિયાના કૌશલ્ય માણવાનો સોનેરી અવસર એટલે આજનો આરંગેટ્રમ. સમયનું ચક્ર નિયમિત ફરતું જ રહે છે. આવો તમને ભૂતકાળમાં ડોકિયું કરાવવા આપ સૌને આફ્રિકાના કેનિયાના જંગલોની સફારી કરાવો. કેનિયાનું એક નાનકડું ગામ બુટેરે, જ્યાં આજે 2021ની સાલમાં પણ પાકી સડક નથી, એવા એ નાનકડા બુટેરે ગામમાં 1976ના એપ્રિલ માસની 14મી તારીખે અમારા દાંપત્ય જીવનમાં એક ફૂલ ખીલ્યું. લક્ષ્મીજી પધાર્યા. અમારી પ્રિન્સેસ રેનાના પાવન પગલાં અમારે આંગણે પડ્યા. અને આજથી બરાબર 46 વર્ષ પહેલાં 1975ના સપ્ટેમ્બરની 10મી તારીખે કનુભાઈ તથા કુમુદબાનના ઘરે નોબત વાગી. શરણાઈના સૂર રેલાયા, ઢોલ ડબુક્યા, રાજકુમાર રીતેશના વધામણા થયા, આનંદના પૂર ઉમટ્યા. આનંદમાં આનંદ ભયો, આનંદમાં આનંદ ભયો ને ડુમરાલમાં ડંકા વાગ્યા. સમયનું ચક્ર નિયમિત ફરતું જ રહ્યું. 2004ની માર્ચ માસની 9મી તારીખે અમારી રેના અમારા ઘરનું પાનેતર ઓઢી કુમકુમના પગલાં પાડતી રીતેશને મળવા કનુભાઈ અને કુમુદબેનના પરિવારમાં સમાઈ ગઈ. આ લાખેના લગ્ન જેમણે માણ્યા છે એવા કેટલા સ્નેહીજનો અહીં ઉપસ્થિત છે. સમયનું ચક્ર નિયમિત ફરતી જ રહ્યું. મને બરાબર યાદ છે તારીખ 10મી મે 2007 રેના અને રીતેશના આંગણામાં નાનકડી પરી ઉતરી આવી. આ નાનકડી કોમર અને નાજુક ઢીંગલીને આ હાથોમાં સવાઈને હોસ્પિટલમાંથી ઘરે લઈ આવેલા. કેમરે ભૂલાઈ દિયા તારા આગમનની ખુશીને. જાણે વાલનો આખો દરિયો ઉલાચીને ઘરે લઈ આવ્યા એવું લાગ્યું. જાણે આખી દુનિયાભરની ખુશીઓ એને ખોબલામાં ભરીને ઘરે લાવ્યા. સમય ક્યારેય થમતો નથી. પરિવારની મહેનત, માર્ગદર્શન, BAPSના સંસ્કારો, દીપ્તિબેન ગુરુની હૂંફ મેળવીને અમારી લાડલી દિયા ભારતીય નૃત્યકલામાં પારંગત બની ગઈ. આ અદ્ભુત પ્રસંગે અમારા હૈયામાં આનંદ સમાતો નથી. સાચું કહું તો આજે પહેલી વખત સમયનું ચક્ર ખરેખર અટકી ગયું છે દિયાનું નૃત્ય જોવા માટે. દિયા, અમે 4 જણા, દાદા, દાદી, નાના અને નાની, અમે 4 જણ વધુ તો શું આપી શકીએ, પણ અંતરના આશીર્વાદ તને પાઠવીએ છીએ. इस महफिल के टमटमाते हुए सितारे हैं हम, इस महफिल के टमटमाते हुए सितारे हैं हम. दिया को भला क्या रोशनी दे जो खुद सरताज है सितारों की, दिया को भला क्या रोशनी दे जो खुद सरताज है सितारों की. दिल के दीप जलाए हैं, मन की माला लिए आए हैं, दिल के दीप जलाए हैं, मन की माला लिए आए हैं. जीवन की हर बुलंदी तू छू सके, शानो शौकत शौहरत और कामयाबी कलम चूमे तेरे. मन की माला लिए आए हैं, दुआ देते हैं दिल से. जीवन की हर बुलंदी तू छू सके, शानो शौकत शौहरत और कामयाबी कदम चूमे. हम तो सिर्फ दुआ देते हैं तुझे, हम तो सिर्फ दुआ देते हैं तुझे, देने वाला तेरी झोली खुशी से भर दे. અમારા અંતરના આશીર્વાદ સાથે જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ, જય સ્વામિનારાયણ.
Thank you, Just Dada, for those wonderful words. I would like to now introduce our next guest, Sri Indravadan Trivedi, also known as Master Ji. Master Ji completed diplomas in 1960 for both Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi from Darpana Academy of Performing Arts in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Master Ji has performed Indian classical dances in 16 countries, including unique foot dances to create colorful rangolis. Through his performances, he has conveyed colorful messages regarding our traditions and is considered an ambassador of Indian culture. Master Ji is the recipient of multiple awards for creating and performing astounding performances, including the creation of Har Har Mahadev, Ramayana, and Mahabharat productions. Now, help me in welcoming Sri Indravadan Trivedi.
सर्वसिद्धि सर्वरूपिणी परम शक्ति शुभम लभते शिव शक्ति सदा हृदय पूर्ण परमेश्वर श्रीमदनाय नमः. आप सभी स्वस्थ रहे, जिंदगी की यात्रा भरपूर आनंद करें. आज दिया बहन ने भाव राग और ताल से हमें और सारे परिवार को और आप सबको आनंद मुक्त किया है. भरतनाट्यम ने આજે આરંગેટ્રમ છે એ જન કલ્યાણ માટે વધારે ઉપયોગી થાય અને સૌને પ્રેરણા મળે, બીજા પણ નવા નવા બાળકો ઊભા થાય અને નૃત્યમાં આગળ વધે એવી મારી શુભેચ્છા છે. એમનું અદ્ભુત કમ્પોઝિશન અને હેમંતભાઈનું જે સંગીત રચનાથી ગીતોના ભાવ હતા તેનાથી પણ બધાને ખૂબ આનંદ થયો છે. મારી એક વિનંતી છે કે જ્યારે જ્યારે હવે પછીની જે રચનાઓ છે તેમાં ઊભા થઈને જોરથી તાળીઓ વગાડજો જેથી કરીને દિયાબેનને और उत्साह बढ़े. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you, Master Ji, for your words. Our next guest Sri Rasesh Dalal has completed his Master's in Law degree from Gujarat, India, and is currently an executive for corporate affairs at Vinmar International, a petrochemical company. Mr. Dalal is involved with many Indian organizations in Houston and is currently a trustee for VPSS Temple and the vice chair for the Advisory Committee of Hindus of Greater Houston. Mr. Dalal is currently the president of Kalakunj, which promotes performing arts and Gujarati cultural activities such as plays, dances, and musical productions. Through these efforts, Mr. Dalal provides a platform to local artists so that our Indian heritage can be passed on to the next generation. Now please help me in welcoming Sri Rasesh Dalal.
Good evening. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Swaminarayan. In this function, when I got the invitation, I started thinking, what should I speak? It's a very nice function of Diya, Bharatnatyam, associated with art. So what should I speak? Should I speak about art? Then I started writing. I wrote something. Art is second name of love. Man can live without art in life, but man cannot have life without art. Where word stops, art starts. Dance is an conversation between body and soul. Dance knows to convey many things without uttering a single word. When you dance, you do not select the dance. Nataraj will select you. After a few days, I said that there will be so many elite people. They know very well about the art. Why should I talk about art? So I changed my mind. I thought that in every life, guru, teacher is very important. Life can be made with a very good teacher. And today we have very talented artist of Houston, that is Dipti Ben. Dipti Ben, I will always see in my life with a smiling face and ready to help to others. Look at his family. His family, his son, daughter, and husband, everybody associated with art. A very big name in Houston. Then I thought, Diya is performing today, and that is all because of her family. Look at their family. Already 2 girls have achieved Arangetram, and the 3rd one is coming up. 1 is under education. Look at the art. So many people are doctor in the family, and still they learn tabla. That is their love for art. So all that has come to Diya from Guruji, from family, and that is what she has achieved today. But at the last I thought that today is not the day to give a big speech. Today is not day to talk about different things. Today is the day when everybody has to wish good luck to Diya, tell her congratulations, and wish her that we see her hundreds of performances in Houston, Texas, USA, and India also. With that saying, I will only say one line for her. such a nice, beautiful, good girl. I would say only one line, तारीफ करूं क्या उनकी जिसने तुम्हें बनाया. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dalal, for those kind words, and thank you to all of our guests who spoke today. I would now like to hand the stage off back to Omkar Bhai, who will continue the rest of the performance. Thank you.
The next line states that Vishnu has kept all happenings in the universe in order. The line explains to us that Vishnu would always have Ras Leela with the Lakshmis and reside together in Vaikunt. In the fourth line, the dancer dedicates to Lord Shiva, who keeps a watch on the universe and destroys the world when it becomes unbalanced and full of evil. The next line tells the story of Sati's demise. King Daksha, Sati's father, was holding a great yagna in which he did not invite Shiva and Sati. However, Sati still wished to attend and begged Shiva to let her go. Shiva told her not to go, but ultimately she did. Upon seeing the insult of her husband Shiva at the yagna, Sati walked into the sacrificial flames and sacrificed herself. Next, we describe when Shiva fulfills his duty. This line explains how he destroys the world for Brahma to be able to recreate it again. The dancer will now demonstrate Tandav Nritya when Shiva begins his destruction. Shiva finds Sati's sacrificed body. When this happened, Shiva carried Sati and began to do the Rudra Tandav. In his grief, he gave up his godliness. This shook the entire universe. And so Vishnu sent the Sudarshan Chakra to cut Sati's body into 52 parts. Shiva threw all 52 parts of Sati across India. In every one of these places, there is a sacred temple of Sati to this day. Next, all devotees on earth pray, Karo Krupa Daya Karo, Karo Jarik Krodh Shant. They're asking Shiva to cool his temper and become peaceful again. The devotees beg Shiva to have mercy on the people on earth. He Trilokane Taranara, He Trideva Namostute.
तद् समुद्र नीर खळबळ्या प्रलय कयो भयंकरे सहस्र लोक सर्वण्या
प्रणाम देव साखमो खमो हे भूतन करो कृपा दया करो करो जनिक क्रोधशन करो कृपा दया करो करो जनिक क्रोधशन करो कृपा दया करो करो जनिक क्रोधशन
During Lord Krishna's time in Mathura, there flowed the river Yamuna. It was the main source of water, but when snakes inhabited the river, it became poisoned with their venom. In order to save the people, Krishna took it upon himself to prevent further contamination. To demonstrate this item, I'd like to invite onto the stage Lajja, please. The story begins as Lord Krishna is playing catch with his friends. The ball is accidentally thrown into the river, and Krishna jumps in under the pretense of retrieving the ball. In the river, Krishna meets one of the snake lord's wives. The first stanza is the snake lord's wife asking Krishna to leave because she knows that if her husband awakens, he will surely kill Krishna. The Nagan, or the snake lord's wife, asks if Krishna has lost his way. But to this, he tells her that he has lost the wage of a snake's head in gambling. That is the reason he is here. Next, the snake lord's wife tries something different. She compliments Krishna on his beauty. She asks, "How many sons does your mother have that she is willing to sacrifice you?" To this, he says that he is the youngest of 2 sons and demands that she go and awaken her husband. Next, She offers her beloved jewels to Krishna as a means of bribery for him to leave. Krishna asks, "What am I to do with these jewels? Stop trying to bribe me and go wake your husband up." Finally, she is left with no choice. She slowly attempts to awaken the Snake Lord while fearing his wrath. She tells him that a little boy is here to see him. Lord Krishna and the Snake Lord engage in an intense fight. Krishna defeats the Snake Lord and stands proudly upon his head. The Snake Lord's wife pleads Krishna not to kill her husband, to which he agrees as long as the Snake Lord stops poisoning the river. Overjoyed, the Nagin celebrates Lord Krishna's generosity and the spared life of her husband. जड़ कमर छांडी जाने बाड़ा पदम
कापशी देव कर जोडी विनवो स्वामी नको मारा कंठने आम्ही अपराधी काही ना समजा न ओळख्या भगवंतने न ओळख्या भगवंतने न ओळख्या
What a performance. Now, we always talk about family. So the prop they are putting up right now is the true reflection of our family and friends we have. The next performance needed this prop, and suddenly it was requested. Concept came from my wife, Shweta. Two aunties, Fois, Beenaben and Sheetal came up with the idea what to do. Dad, Ritesh, a true artist, he has made this prop from scratch. We have an extended family. One of them is Dr. Manish Patel and Dr. Swati Patel. They provided part of it. And this is what we have as a family. And most importantly, the most important contribution in this prop is from three uncles, Bharat Bhai, myself, and Vipul Bhai. We didn't touch it. So with that, this is not in the program, but I'm going to take this opportunity. We know this family, we know these people for a long time. And I feel on the behalf of Ritesh and Rena, I would like to introduce the orchestra. The first person who is very important, and I have been taught his name for at least 20 times now. On violin, Mr. Biplav Samatdar. On percussion, who is going to be right now Mr. Romil Patel, who is going to be Dr. Romil Patel in a short period of time. And Masi is reminding me happily, he is one of the Masi's student who has done the Arangetram. I personally believe, based on my dad's wording, that father creates the personality, mother creates the character. And if you have a good guru, a good teacher, that creates both. Next online, Guru Masi, Mrs. Dipti Ben Dave. Next in line, our own younger sister, daughter, whatever you call it, we have seen her grown from the very young girl at the age of Diya to international celebrity who has performed and sang in multiple countries. And we are proud to have her as a part of family, Mrs. Mauli Majmundar. And there are unsung hero, her husband, who is the CEO of an international IT telemedicine company, who is doing very important job right now on the backstage, babysitting Mr. Mukul Majmundar. Next in line, if you heard Ritesh, Diya is learning Gujarati, Sanskrit. He forgot one thing, she's learning singing also. And the teacher who is teaching her all this thing on vocal, Mr. Hemant by the way. We have another unsung hero, Mrs. Lopa Dave, who is sitting there in the back, who is raising two wonderful kids, Lopa. And most importantly, last but not least, who is going to carry forward our MC. Any parents would be proud to have a son like him. He is classically trained singer, classically trained dancer, who has done the Arangetram, and is classically trained in this drum set, which we call tabla, which we are all learning, which Kamlesh Bhai alluded to, 6 of us physicians. We are doing it for a long time. Dr. Omkar Dave.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. We appreciate the opportunity to be here and perform, and we always have a good time every time we have an Arangetram. I do also want to mention that my wife Lopa is also coordinating everything backstage, so she's the backstage coordinator as well. So, and yeah, she's also somebody who's a former student, has performed Arangetram. And all the ladies over here, young ladies that you see demonstrating, they've all finished their Arangetram either a few years ago, or 2 of them, they just completed theirs 2 weeks ago. So all of them know what they're doing, and you can tell by the way they're demonstrating everything to us today. Wonderful props. And thank you and congrats to everybody who made that happen, and also those who didn't touch it. So, so let's proceed. The next dance is entitled Maya Mori. Main nahi makhan khayo. To demonstrate this, I'd like to ask Shivani to come onto the stage. In the first line of this song, the poet starts off by saying, Maya Mori, main nahi makhan khayo, with an explanation from Krishna, who is young, maybe 3, 4 years old, right? Yashoda, his mom, his mother, is watching over him, and he's playing in the mud, and he's playing in the house, and he's playing outside. And one day, Yashoda comes and confronts Krishna. The poet starts off with an explanation from Krishna, pleading to Yashoda that, Mother, I'm innocent. I have not stolen the butter. So the problem is, somebody stole the butter, okay? Makhan. Makhan means butter. Somebody stole the butter. Yashoda knows, it's got to be him, right? The 3-year-old. Of course. Krishna, you stole the butter. You stole the butter. you stole the butter, right? Krishna's like, no, I did not steal the butter. So that's what the first line says. Maya mori main nahi makhan khayo. I did not steal the butter. In the second line, little Krishna starts listing his reasons to Yashoda, explaining why she should believe that he didn't eat the butter. He says, Bhor bhayo gayan ke pache tune madhuban mohe pathayo. Krishna is explaining that from the dawn, Mom sent him out to the pastures to take care of the cows. Then in the evening, he's expected to come back and bring the cows back home. When's he gonna steal the butter? Of course, I didn't steal the butter. Next, the poet is telling us that Krishna has told Yashoda that his hands are so small. How could he possibly reach a pot of butter that's placed so high up, close to the ceiling? So back in the day in India, you know, they didn't have a refrigerator or anything to keep fresh butter or anything safe from insects or rodents. So what they did was they put all the butter in, they would churn the butter, right? That thing is used to churn the butter. You see, usually you put milk in that, you churn it, you get the butter. And then you put that into a pot, and then somehow you hang it halfway to the ceiling. So it's hanging up there, right? So Krishna says, my hands are so tiny, I'm so tiny, my hands are tiny. How do you expect me? I couldn't possibly have gone all the way up there to grab the butter. So definitely, it wasn't me. It wasn't me who stole the butter. Next, that didn't work, right? Yashoda was like, no, I don't believe you. You keep trying, but I don't believe you. So little kid's like, okay, let me try something else. So he tries to guilt her, right? He says, you know, I forgive you, Mom. I forgive you, Mom. You've been listening to all the gopis around town. Gopis are other ladies around town. He's like, yeah, you've been listening to their gossip. You know, that's fine. You know, you should believe them, not me. Of course you believe them over me. That didn't work. What next, right? So, he says, well, she favors, he says, Mom, you favor my brother over me. It's not fair. It's always been like that. You favor my brother Balaram over me. I can't believe you don't trust me. That didn't work. And finally, Krishna's like, okay, I'm going to try this. This has got to work. So finally he says, Mom, you've never thought of me as your child. You never loved me. You've never loved me. I've never been your child in your eyes. So when a little kid tells you that, I mean, how does that make you feel, right? You're like, oh my goodness, I'm the worst parent in the world. My kid's telling me that I've never accepted them as my kid. So she breaks down. She starts crying. Oh my goodness. I love you so much. No, it wasn't you. I believe you. It definitely wasn't you. She starts crying. She starts crying. She feels so guilty. Krishna sees that, okay, finally something worked. But then again, he's like, oh my goodness, look how bad I've made her feel. So finally, Krishna says, you know what, Mom, I love you so much. And this is a play on words, right? In Hindi, main nahi makhan khayo. Main means me or I. Nahi means haven't, nahi. Makhan, butter. Khayo, eaten, right? Main nahi, have not eaten butter. So then, at the end, when he feels really bad for making her cry, he says, Maya, Mom, maine hi makhan khayo. So it says, you're right, it was me, in fact, who stole the butter, and they embrace, and then everything ends in both of them crying joyful tears.
सबसे नटखट लीला माखन चोरी। उसी पर ये भजन सूरदास जी ने लिखा है जो बहुत प्रसिद्ध है। कन्हैया आसपास के घरों में माखन चोरी करने जाते थे और गोपियां शिकायत करने आती थी यशोदा के पास, यशोदा तुम्हारे बेटे ने हमारे घर में बहुत उपद्रव किया, बहुत नुकसान कर दिया। तो यशोदा गुस्से में कन्हैया को बुलाती और उनसे कहती, कन्हैया ये सब क्या करके आए? देखो सब तुम्हारी शिकायत करने आई है। तो कन्हैया बड़े भोलेपन से मुस्कुरा के कहते थे, माँ इन सब की बातों में मत आना, ये सब झूठ बोल रही है, ये तो सब बहाना बना के आई है मुझे देखने के लिए। बस बात वहीं समाप्त हो जाती। लेकिन आज कन्हैया ने अपने ही घर में माखन चोरी की और माँ ने देख लिया। बाद में अचानक माँ पूछ बैठी, कन्हैया तूने माखन खाया क्या? अचानक पूछा था तो कन्हैया के मुख से अनायास निकल गया, मैं नहीं माखन खायो। क्या वास्तविकता है, क्या सच्चाई है, आप सभी जानते हैं। कन्हैया ने माखन खाया है, इतना ही नहीं माँ ने देख भी लिया, अब मुख से निकल गया मैं नहीं माखन खाया। तो बस कन्हैया ने सोच लिया अब तो सिद्ध करके दिखलाना है कि मैंने माखन नहीं खाया। और ऐसे ऐसे तर्क दिए कि अंत में सिद्ध कर दिया कि उसने माखन नहीं खाया। यहाँ तक कि माँ से भी कहलवा लिया कि हाँ बेटा, तूने माखन नहीं खाया। यही सुंदरता है इस भजन में। सबसे पहला तर्क दिया, बोले माँ, तुमने ये कैसे सोच लिया कि मैंने माखन खाया है? मेरे पास समय ही कहाँ है जो मैं माखन खाऊं? और बोले, मैया मोरी भोर भयो गैयन के पाछे, तूने मधुबन मोहि पठायो। भोर भयो गैयन के पाछे, तूने मधुबन मोहि पठायो। चार प्रहर बंसी बट भटक्यो, सांझ परे मैं घर आयो। रे मैया मोरी मैं कब माखन खाऊं? रे मैया मोरी मैं कब माखन खाऊं? हमारे भारतीय शास्त्रीय संगीत की विशेषता है कि रागों की रचना हुई है समय के अनुसार। अलग अलग समय के अलग अलग राग हैं, मौसम तक के राग हैं। यहाँ वर्णन है भोर और सांझ, दो समय का। नियम के अनुसार दोनों के अलग अलग स्वर होते हैं। आप ध्यान दें, मैं भोर के स्वरों में और सांझ के स्वरों में सुनाता हूँ। प्रयास है, शायद आपको लगे कि ये भोर है और ये सांझ है। भोर भयो भोर भयो गैयन के पाछे, तूने मधुबन मोहि पठायो। भोर भयो भोर भयो भोर भयो गैयन के पाछे, तूने मधुबन मोहि पठायो। समय बदला, स्वर बदल गया। चार प्रहर बंसी बट भटक्यो, सांझ परे मैं घर आयो। सांझ परे मैं घर आयो। रे मैया मोरी मैं कब माखन खायो? रे मैया मोरी मैं कब माखन खायो? नहीं चला ये तर्क। दूसरा तर्क दिया, कहने लगे, माँ जरा सोचो, मैं इतना छोटा सा बालक हूँ, छोटे छोटे हाथ हैं मेरे, मैं कैसे माखन चुरा के खा सकता हूँ? और ये कहाँ टांग के रखती हो? और बोले, मैया मोरी मैं बालक बहियन को छोटो 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 छोटो, मैं बालक बहियन मुस्कुरा दी, इशारा किया, कन्हैया क्यों बातें बना रहे हो? ये जो मुंह पे माखन लगा है ये कैसे लग गया? कन्हैया ने सोचा ये तो बड़ी भूल रह गई, ये भी छुपाया। मैया ये काल बाल सब बैर पड़े हैं, मैया ये काल बाल सब बैर पड़े हैं, पर बस मुख लपकायो नी मैया मोरी, मैं नहीं माखन गायो नी मैया मोरी, मैं नहीं माखन गायो। नहीं चला ये तर्क। अब कन्हैया ने सोचा कि माँ की थोड़ी खुशामद करते हैं, तारीफ करते हैं तो शायद मान जाएगी, खुश हो जाएगी, क्षमा कर देगी। अब देखिए स्वर, लय, भाव, शब्द, इन सब की सहायता से ये दिखाना है कि कन्हैया माँ की खुशामद कर रहे हैं। हरि हाँ मेरी मैया, हरि हाँ मेरी मैया, हरि भोली मेरी मैया, हरि प्यारी मेरी मैया, हरि हाँ मेरी मैया, हरि भोली मेरी मैया, हरि प्यारी मेरी मैया। तू जननी मैया, तू जननी मन की अति भोली, तू जननी मन की अति भोली, इनके कह पति आयो रे मैया मोरी, इनके कह पति आयो। कोई असर नहीं हुआ। अब थोड़ा गुस्सा दिखाया, कहने लगे माँ एक लाठी और कंबल मुझे दे दिया है और सुबह सुबह भेज देती हो गाय चरा, कब से ये काम मुझसे नहीं होगा, ये सब वापस लो। मैया ये ले अपनी लखुटी कंबलिया, ये ले अपनी लखुटी कंबलिया, तूने बहुत ही नाच नचायो नी मैया मोरी, मैं नहीं माखन गायो। विशेष बात हो गई, माँ कुछ ज्यादा ही कठोर हो गई थी। कन्हैया का गुस्सा भी सह लिया। अंत में कन्हैया ने ऐसी बात कह दी कि कोई माँ नहीं सोच सकती। वो तो यशोदा थी। कन्हैया की आंख में आंसू आ गए और माँ की ओर देख के बोले, माँ ये माखन की बात नहीं है, ये माखन का तो तूने बहाना लिया है। तुम्हारे मन में क्या है आज मैं जान गया। और बोले, मैया मोरी मैया जिया तेरे कुछ भेद बची है, जिया तेरे कुछ भेद बची है, तूने मोहे जानो परायो जायो, तूने मोहे जानो परायो जायो। जरा से माखन के पीछे इतनी बड़ी बात माँ कैसे सुन लेती। सूरदास तब हंसी यशोदा, को मालूम है माखन खाया और दोनों कह रहे हैं माखन नहीं खाया। कन्हैया ने देखा अब तो मां मानती है, अब झूठ बोलने से क्या फायदा। यहाँ सूरदास जी के शब्दों का चमत्कार देखिए। कन्हैया ने अपने ही शब्दों में स्वीकार भी किया। अभी तक मां कह रही है कन्हैया ते नहीं माखन खायो। कन्हैया कह रहे हैं ओ मैया मैं नहीं माखन खायो। और अचानक कन्हैया ने मां के आंसू पोंछे और मुस्कुरा के बोले सुन मैया बोली, ओ सुन मैया बोली मैंने ही माखन खायो। सुन मैया बोली मैंने ही मैंने ही माखन खायो।
So it's hard not to get emotional when you're, part of us. You feel every word, and that's what happened to him. Saw that a little bit. He really felt it there. So, and now that we're parents, right? Me, Lopa, my sisters also. We got little kids, and we can imagine how it would feel if they said something like that to us. So, it's a good song. All right. All right. Finally, we have reached the final dance of tonight's Arangetram, entitled Tillana and Mangalam. So after years of training and painstaking practice, finally the dancer has tackled the whole performance with dignity. The audience has appreciated it. And then the final dance, Tillana, is basically just a release of complete joy from the dancer standpoint. The whole thing coming circle again and finishing with Tillana. After Tillana, we will have Mangalam. Mangalam is a thank you. Thank you to everybody in the audience. Thank you to everybody who's helped her throughout the years, directly or indirectly in mastering the sacred art of Bharatanatyam. So our grand finale tonight is going to be Tillana and Mangalam.
वेद धूमि तुतक जिम कर कीट
तकतई तकनक झूम तरी किट तकताम तरी जनुत्ताम तद्दित तकनक झूम तरी किट तकता दित तकनक झूम तरी किट तकतई तकनक झूम तरी किट तकताम तरी जनुत्ताम तरी जन जन जुणु जुणु दिमि दिमि तकट तक जुणुताम तरी जन जन जुणु जुणु दिमि दिमि तकट तक जुणुताम तक दिमि तक जनु तक जुणुताम तक दिमि तक जनु तक जुणुताम तक तरी तक जनु जुणु तोरितई तक तरी तक जनु जुणु तोरितई तक दिमि ताम तक जुणुतई तक दिमि ताम तक जुणुतई तक दिमि तक जनु तक दिमि जुणु ताम जड़क जुणु जुणु किटक तक तदित ताम जुणु ताम दिमि ताम तदि गिन तुताम तदित ताम जुणु ताम जुणु ताम तक तरी तुताम तदि जनक जन जुणु क जुणु दिमि दिमि तरी तुताम
तान गावै तकद सहित थै तान गावै तकद सहित थै सहित थै तकनता दीम तकित तक दीम दीम तकित तक दीम दीम तकित तक दीम तकतो तकतो करकित देत तो बिंदु तक दे नाभ तुम्हारी लीला पद्मनाभ तुम्हारी लीला क्या कहूँ मैं सावरो पद्मनाभ तुम्हारी लीला क्या कहूँ मैं सावरो ताप संकट हरनायो सो हमारो दूर करो तदिम तदिम तिरना उदितना निदार तदिम तदिम तिरना तदिम तदिम तिरना उदितना निदार तदिम तदिम तिरना तादिम तै तक तक तरि तदार करदार दिम कलरि कलरि तकिट ताम ताम तकिट ताम ताम तकिट ताम ताम तदिम दिम दिम तनि एलरि ताम 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 तक तनि एलरि तोम 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 तक तक तनि एलरि तेत सुमी दुता सिम कजे कीट तुम साच रहे गोरी साथी तक तै तक तक कदेत सुमी दुता से
ता दे तुम नम तक दिमि ता तत्ता तद्दे तत्तोम तद्दम तक तक दिमि ताम तक तजुम जुणु तदिन दिमि किटतोम तदिन तनु तक तजुम तद्दित ताम ततै तक जणु तोम दित ताम ततै तक तरगिरतोम तदि तरगिरतोम तदि तरगिरतोम किट तरगिरतोम तजनु तकिट तदिमि तक दिमि तदरि तजनु तकिट तदिमि तक दिमि तदरि तजनु तकिट तदिमि तक दिमि तदरि तजनु तकिट तदिमि तक दिमि
तकिट 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 ताम तक दिमि तक जुणु किट तक किट तक तै तक तकिट तक तकिट तक जुणु त जुणु जुणु त ताम तक दिमि त जुणु तक जुणु त दिम तक जुणि त तो तक जुणु जुणु त ताम ताम तक किट ताम
मा
She did such a good job. I heard somebody say 1 more. 3 more hours?
She's like, nah, I'm done.
No, she's good. So, congratulations, Diya. And now, since you've officially successfully completed your Arangetram, you will be presented with your certificate by your guru. Yeah. All right, Diya, we'd love to hear from you.
Okay. Om Tat Sat, Jai Swaminarayan. Respected guests, gurus, music artists, family, and friends. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Thank you. Before I give my thanks, I would like to tell you why I dance. Honestly, I cannot imagine my life without dance. Most of my happiest memories have occurred throughout this training. My journey has taught me discipline, dedication, respect, humility, and time management. My adventure of Bharatanatyam started when I was 3 years old. When I first started learning this Indian classical dance, I found it intensely confusing and difficult. This was because I could not comprehend what was going on. I had no clue about the Indian language Gujarati, nor did I have any idea about the Hindu mythologies. This made me so resistant to attend dance class. And whenever I did, I would sit in a corner till class was over. Seeing this, my guru, Srimati Dipti took time and patiently taught me Gujarati as well as our Indian culture. During breaks, Guru Masi would teach me stories of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other Hindu mythologies. It is this gesture of Guru Masi that started to build my interest in dance. Another motivation took place when I was around 4 years old. A new girl had joined dance class. From the day she walked in, she spread happiness, laughter, lots of laughter, and a positive vibe. She pushed me out of my comfort zone and showed me I could always be myself when I was around her. Without this girl, I would not be who I am today. Shivani, you have been one of the biggest changes in my life. These past 11 years together will always be cherished. I will always be grateful for the friendship you have blessed me with. This artist, Diya Patel, standing in front of you today, has been carefully and patiently carved by my guru, Srimati Dipti. Guru Masi, thank you so much for continuously teaching me about Bharatanatyam classical dance, as well as the real world. You have not only been my guru, you are a second mother to me. Thank you so much for making me the best person I could possibly be. Without you, I would not be standing here, having completed my Arangetram today. I would like to thank my parents with all my heart for their full support, efforts, and endless love through this whole journey. Guru Sri Hemantave, I thank you for being the backbone of our practices and always being present whenever we needed you. This event would not have blossomed without your support. My special thanks to the orchestra artists for finding time to be here and performing for my Arangetram this evening. Our chief guest, Dr. Kamlesh Lula, and our guest of honor, Mrs. Isis Smalls. I thank you both for being here to support me during this major event. My friends, Shivani and Geeta and Keithki, I will always remember the friendship we have made during our Bharatanatyam training this summer. Thank you for being with me through thick and thin. Finally, I would like to thank all their guests for your love and support on this auspicious occasion. I will end my speech with a quote which I hope will inspire the next generation to take interest in our Indian heritage. Be like the lotus, trust the light, glow through the dirt, and believe in new beginnings. Thank you.
Let's have another round of applause for Diya. I would now like to invite Ms. Smalls on the stage to present a certificate to Diya.
Well, I won't be before you long. We've talked about Diya, and earlier I mentioned how she is a woman of character, of tremendous courage, and of tremendous confidence. And so tonight, in honor of Diya and the incredible characteristics that she has displayed over so long, and I'm excited to see her continue to display them, I wanted to award her the award of the Young Role Model Award. That is... person after person have stood up here and said, she's inspiring me, she motivates me, and that's truly what we see in you. You're an example, you're a shining beacon of hope and a light. You said earlier that you wanted to be an architect, and so it's my hope that you draw the vision you have for your life and that you go out with all the courage and the confidence you have now to build it. Yeah, congratulations.
I would now like to present Mr. Rasesh Dalal to the stage to present another certificate.
Well, we know the meaning of Diya is light, brightness. With this performance, I am very confident that Diya will bring light, brightness of art, culture, and heritage to this country, and that's what our pride is. As a president of Kalakunj, I would like to present this certificate to her of appreciation. Well, today is the day of Diya. Let that Diya prevail forever. Thank you very much.
I'm not giving any certificate.
So now Diya is going to give bouquets to everybody who's helped her today in her Arangetram. So one by one, we're going to go through everyone. First of all, to her Guruji, Dipti Dave. Next, our violinist, all the way from Atlanta, Viplav Samaddar.
He's the best violinist.
Our main male vocals today, Hemant Dave.
Congratulations. Good job.
Next, lead female vocals from Austin, Molly Dave. Molly Dave Majmundar. Sorry, I forget it sometimes. I'm in denial. She left. Next, on our percussion, future Doc Romil Patel. Our stage coordinator for tonight, Lopa Dave. Can we get the mics on, please?
And on Mridangam, the integral part of this entire act, Dr. Omkar Dave.
Good job. All right, now everything in the back, right? There's a lot that goes on backstage that we don't really see, but it's so important. Diya is beautiful, but she's made even more beautiful by the makeup artist tonight, right? So the makeup artists are from Galaxy Salon.
Miss Farah.
Miss Farah. Damini Dave.
Hair.
For hair. Wardrobe, hair, all those things. Damini Dave. Then Miss Geeta Patel. Miss Beena Patel. Miss Sheetal Patel. Oh yes, these are all her foys. Sheetal Ben? There she is. Come on. Yeah? Dr. Shweta Majmundar. Lajja Majmundar. Adit Majmundar. Shivani Patel, her partner in crime, right? Ankita Talakdar. Ashka Patel. Miss Nital Patel. Yes, Nitaji is one of Dipti Dave's oldest students. Also Dr. Nishit Majmundar. Huh? Oh, thank you. It was great. Ronak Patel. Julie Patel. All right, and then lastly, I think, for the two little kids for being silent and letting us actually perform. Rudra is my daughter, and Hans is Mauli's son. They love this part of the whole Arangetram. This is their favorite part. Yay! Hey, you forgot your gift. All right, now I'd like to ask Diya's parents to say a few words.
I was not supposed to speak, but Rena is feeling very confident. So she asked me to say a few words. She is one of the most shy speaker of our family. So let's give her a round of applause before her speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, Jai Swaminarayan. With grace of God, Maharajan Swami, and with your presence and blessings, we have successfully completed Diya's Arangetram today. Congratulations, Dipti Masi. Congratulations, Diya. We are very proud of you. I'm very thankful for God's grace, simply because not only it was about whether today's event would be complete, but as many of you are aware, we have already had to postpone Diya's Arangetram once before. We have faced a lot of obstacles in obtaining merchandise related to this event from India due to the current pandemic. Cannot believe God has been so graceful and so grace to bless us with the successful completion of Diya's Arangetram today. Dipti Masi, I really want to end this event with a sincere thank you to you, simply because what mattered to us most was that in the beginning of Diya's training, she didn't like dance classes. However, you kept on working hard and maintained her interest. You created a passion for this classical Bharatnatyam dance for her. I very respectfully remember the verse from Mahabharata where Rukmani Devi once confessed that but for Lord Shri Krishna, she would have been abandoned. Lord Shri Krishna held her hand, pulled her through, and hence liberated her. Likewise, thank you, Dipti Masi, for not letting Diya's hand go when she was stumbling in the beginning. You held her hand 11 years ago and brought her to stage today. Your grace, we will be always grateful to you for this grace of yours. During these uncertain times of the pandemic, challenges have been immense. But with the help of Ritesh, parents, family, friends, and various teams that have helped us put this event together, we have successfully come through the event. It will be absolutely impossible for me to name each and every one of you individually. But if you're hearing me now or later in the live stream recording, I want you to know that you are the part and the reason for the success of this event. A big, big thank you to each and every one of you. We are very humbled with your presence today and for your support for Diya today. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I will let Sona conclude this auspicious event now. Thank you.
Sonu, wait. Sonu, wait.
Real quick, Sonu, I'll let you speak really quickly. We have to thank 4 other people for really helping out a lot. I can't forget them. We apologize if we did leave anybody out. Definitely not on purpose. So, Jijaji, Vipul Kumar, right? Kalpu and Payal as well. Yes, Kepi Mama and everybody. Is Mama Mami here? Bharat bhai, Vipul bhai? Yes. He's outside?
Yeah, he's outside. Now
Okay.
Sonu can.
ભરતભાઈ ને બદલે તમે આવો બાપા આમે અર્ધાંગીની છો તો આવી જાવ અંદર
Jai Swaminarayan and good evening to you all. Thank you for coming to my sister's Arangetram. Diya works hard at everything she does, and today was no exception. Diya is always there for me, and she's the best sister I could have. Diya, I can't ever imagine life without you. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and thank you for simply being you. I love you, and I always will. Have chalo badda jamba jaye. Now, please join us all for dinner. Thank you.
Yeah, we are now the most important part out of the whole program. Dinner is ready.
Thank you.